Hey guys, it's me, Missy with Rustic Relics, and in this video, I'm going to show you how I transform these three items, this giant milk can, the scale, and that cheese box using just a little bit of paint, decoupage paper, and a transfer. So let's get started. Okay, so in this video, I only have 3 projects that I'm working on. I have this milk can, a scale, and a cheese box. So for this milk can, I'm just cleaning it up really good, and then I'm going to come through and give it a base coat of black. I think it's Black Sands by Silk in the silk paint. So when I go to paint this can white and I distress it, I want the black. It's like a blackish gray color to show through, and not this gold color that I was not very fond of. So I'm going to go through and just give it one coat of the silk, and it covered it really, really good. It didn't even need a second coat for what I was going to do with it. So I just gave it one coat of the silk, and then I let it dry, and I came back the next day and I chose the drop cloth color in the Dixie Belle chalk paint, and I gave it one coat of the chalk paint. So you can see it has the writing right there. So when I go to distress it, I want that writing to come back in black and not so much the gold. And then while I'm doing the drop cloth, I wasn't concerned about like a full on coverage. So I only did one coat here with this paint too, because I knew I was going to come through and distress it. But I am going to decoupage right there and on that piece, and I want the base coat to be white, so that my decoupage paper really stands out. The paper that I'm using is rice paper, and I just printed off an image off Etsy and to put on this can. So I just used some water and I kind of like tore the edges around it, and then I'm going to just use my crafting glue. I'm not quite sure the name of it, but I'm just going to apply it. I didn't have a brush, so I used my finger. So I applied it to the can, and then I put my decoupage paper on there and added a little bit more of the medium, and that was it. So here I have this old scale, and I don't like the center of it. I don't know. I just think it needs to be redone. So I grabbed my Harbor silk paint and I just gave it a coat of the paint. I do end up taking that plastic piece off. I do need to like buff it, and I'm going to use some Peak for that, just to like buff out the scratches that's on it before I fully attach. But I just gave it a coat of that, and here Rodney is taking out that screw in the middle part, and I do know how to use a screwdriver, but I do not know how to put them back, so that's why Rodney's doing that. And I just took some cardstock and I cut out the circle that was the same size as the one that was already in it, and I'm just going to add a transfer to the cardstock. So I just place it where I want it to be, and I use the stick that comes with it, and I just rub the transfer onto the cardstock, and then afterwards I use the back side of my paper, the plastic shielding thing, and I just burnish it really good into the paper, and then I put it on the scale. I really like this. I don't remember the exact carton that I'm using. I should have looked that up, but see, I can use a screwdriver. But after I did that, I just took a coat of black wax and applied it all over. I really wanted to tone down the blue. I kind of wanted it to have that old feel to it, so I just gave it a coat of black wax and buffed the excess off of it. I really like how it turned out. It would be cute on the counter, you know, use it as a riser, stuff like that. It wasn't an accurate scale, so. Here I have a cheese box, and these things are great storage, you know, to put stuff in, linens and stuff like that. But I just wanted it to look better than what it did. So all I did was spray it down with some water with my misting bottle, and gave it just one coat of the Dixie Belle drop cloth. I did want to distress this piece too, so I wasn't completely worried about a full coverage look, but you definitely want to spray it with the water because the wood is just going to absorb your paint, so the water definitely helps, you know, smooth the paint out. So I just gave it a coat of that, and then I let it dry. And then I came back and I wanted to add a transfer from the same transfer roll that I have. And you can see Rodney. He's so funny. He's goofy. But I wanted to add this transfer to the top of that cheese box. So I'm just going to place it where I want it to be. Oh, there's Rodney's suitcase. He's a jokester. He's funny. And I want to do the same thing that I did with the scale. I'm just going to use the stick that it come with and rub the transfer onto the cheese box. This one was a little bit more complicated because you can see the top of the cheese box is textured, so you really got to make sure that you're pushing the transfer into all of those creases into the wood, is which Rodney came over with his strength to really help me get it into those cracks. But otherwise it was really pretty easy. So you just want to get it on there and then burnish it into the wood. And I just used the back side, and same thing on the top. I cut it where that line was, so that way my transfer wouldn't tear. I just wanted it to go down. And then I used the back side of the plastic that they come off of, and I just really burnish it in. I like to also, I don't do it in this video, but I like to take just a soft towel and then just really buff it in. And you'll know that it's burnished in real good because like the halo that's around the transfer will just disappear. But that's that. It really changes the look of this cheese box, I think. It's really cute. And I did distress it. When I took the milk can out, I took this box out and I just had my sanding sponge and I just went around the edges. All right, guys, so this is my farmhouse flip, the old milk can, the cheese box, and the scale. I had a lot of fun doing these items. Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you like what you see, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Facebook for more items like this throughout the store. And we'll see you guys next time.